hosted by yours truly, Reese the Sideliner. Last night, we had a couple series get ended in Game 6. One of those games being a very, very great game, and the other one not so much. One team showed up to play. One team didn't show up to play while three teams did last night, and that one team being the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm gonna be real with you. I watched the first quarter and a half or whatever, and yeah, turned the game off. There was no need for me to even keep watching. You kind of see what it was going to be out the gate. The Bucks just weren't. They didn't really come to play. They lost by 22, 120-98, after beating Indiana the way that they did in Game 5 by 20 plus points as well. They got the revenge in Game 6 and they advanced to the second round. Although they can celebrate that advancement, I'm gonna be real with you, I don't see them going much further than that. They might not even get a game in this next round against the New York Knicks. They've been that good all season, and especially in this postseason. I don't know what their matchup record was, but the Knicks are different, especially Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson has been the leading scorer for the entire playoffs. I want to say he's averaging 35-ish points a night. He really was a different beast last night, man. 41 points and 12 assists, I believe, for the game. He got his scoring in early. 10 points in the first quarter. He was able to put some quick fouls on the Philadelphia Sixers defense, getting to the line as well. I want to say he had 8. He had 8 for sure, but I don't remember if he had got another couple free throws in that first half. Going into that third quarter, though, he did have 19 points. He had a few assists as well. From the mid-range, it's absolute butter. It's absolutely money if Jalen Brunson gets to working out that mid-range. Obviously, the first couple games he struggled, but he eventually found his rhythm and his flow. And ever since, he's just been he locked right back in, picked up right back off where he left in the regular season. And that's exactly what the Knicks needed, especially in a game last night where they got, I don't even think they got 10 points off of their bench. Going into the fourth quarter, Philadelphia was outscoring them off the bench 36-0. And they were tied. This was a tie game going into the fourth quarter. So the starters were absolutely busting their ass. Dante DiVincenzo had a much better shooting performance to start off the game, especially in that first quarter. 9 points, 3 of 3 from deep. He pulled up from 28 feet off the catch on a fast break, and I'm sorry, my eyes is kind of bothering me. You knew he was feeling it from there. OG putting pressure on that defense early in that first half, getting downhill and attacking the rim. Excuse me. Really having contagious kind of aggression on the game, especially on the defensive end. Really honing in on his matchup, making it hard for them to get shots. I want to say he had 2 steals and 2 blocks in the first half. I'm not really sure. I didn't, get the actual stats in this one. That's on me. But for that first quarter, he was all over the place. 7 points, 4 rebounds, a steal and a block. Leading up to the third quarter, the end of that third quarter, he was still having a very solid game. Had a few baskets here and there. Like I said, he's looking very Kawhi-esque in this playoff series, bro. And I'm really enjoying this different side of OG that me personally I haven't seen. I was not watching Raptors basketball, and for the majority of his Knicks tenure, or half of his Knicks tenure, he was injured, so I wasn't able to really watch OG like that. But now seeing him in this, man, he got a bag for real on offense. Not really a bag, but like what am I trying to say? He's gonna be a threat from all levels of the floor, especially if you saw it in last night's game. Like I said, putting pressure downhill on the rim in that first half, especially in that first quarter. Even in the fourth quarter, he got a huge dunk on Joel Embiid. He had a chance for a wide open three, but literally the paint was wide open like the Red Sea. So he just decided to go in there and drive. Embiid slid over too late and got boomed on. That was an and one for OG. A highlight of the night, honestly. His play alone, in my opinion, is the reason why they won this game. Like I said, contagious aggression right off the rip. He hit the three in the corner with 20 seconds left to tie the game going into the fourth, when they didn't have a lead for the entire third quarter. They didn't lead or tie up until that point in the third quarter. And coming out of the third into the fourth, he had another three, and that, really started the scoring for them in that fourth. And from there, it was just a back and, you throw a punch, I throw a haymaker. You throw an uppercut, I'm gonna come with a Superman punch. Like, it was just that kind of game, and I really loved this series from the Sixers and the Knicks. Although it went 6 instead of 7, 6 games is still amazing, bro. It just, somebody has to win, and in this one, it looked like Philly had it, especially in that second half. I don't know why I'm out here doing this. Especially in that second half, they were really putting that pressure on them on defense. They held them to 1 of 13 for that first 6.5 minutes for that third quarter, and that's why the Knicks weren't able to have a lead or tie or be close, really, until they were able to piece together some shots and put, a stretch of solid offense to really get some shit going. When you talk about hustle, grittiness, grinding, giving it your all 100% of the time that you're in the game, you can look no further than Josh Hart, bro. I know Alex Caruso, I didn't even know this shit was an award, the Hustle Award. Alex Caruso won that award just a couple days ago. But Josh Hart should be the leading candidate for that award if it was a postseason award as well for Hustle. Even next year, like, the dude is just ridiculous. If he's in the vicinity of a loose ball, he's going to come away with it. Pause. If he's not in the area where that ball is, he's going to put himself in that area to make sure he's able to have a fight to, get an offensive rebound. Probably dive for a loose ball and get a fast break started. Like, Josh Hart is an amazing player, even in all the minutes. I think he averaged 45 minutes a game for this series. He does not get tired. He goes hard all the time, and you can do nothing but respect a guy like that, especially when they work their ass off and they do it without being an asshole. Like, Draymond Green works his ass off, but he's an asshole, you know what I mean? So you kind of lose a bit of respect for Draymond in that regard, but guys like Caruso, Josh Hart, even hell, Dante DiVincenzo, like those kind of guys who are just hard-nosed defense, offense, hustle all day, every day, all game. Those are the guys you got to tip your hat to. So for me, Josh Hart is the MVP of this series because of everything that he was able to do. The man had 15 rebound games. He had 20. He had games where he led the Knicks in scoring, bro. Like, Josh Hart was amazing this entire series for the New York Knicks, man. And I'm ecstatic to see what they could potentially do because, like I said, they go against the Indiana Pacers, who, like I said, I did not look into their regular season matchups. But if I had to guess, maybe a tie. They maybe broke a 3-1 one way. I don't know. But having to game plan to guard Jalen Brunson with, not so great defenders on the Pacers backside. You got TJ McConnell. He's one of those other guys that's just going hard-nosed hustle all the time. But as far as, like, actually able to defend Jalen Brunson, we saw it. They had Kelly Oubre guarding Brunson majority of the series. Hell, Nicholas Batum, although he's up there in age, he's still a very solid perimeter defender. He was getting cooked by Brunson in this series. So it's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough. So the Knicks have a chance to make their first conference finals appearance since 2000. I was born in 99, so I have not seen the Knicks in the conference finals my entire life. I was 1 year old, so even if I was in front of the screen seeing it, I don't remember. My hair is really getting on my nerves. Moving on to the Philadelphia 76ers side of things, they started off the game 7 of 20 in a winner stay home because it's not winner go home because they were in Philly. So a winner stay home game, they were really taking a beating from the Knicks, man. I want to say the Knicks got up by as much as 24 points in that first quarter. It was really looking bad for them, but some way, somehow, they were able to fight back, claw back, due to a spark provided by Cameron Payne and Nicholas Batum coming off that bench late in that first quarter. Batum had 8 points for the first, and Cameron Payne hit a 3, but he was 1 of 4. But the energy that he had and has provided for them the entire series, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Cameron Payne, it was huge for them. Like I said, the bench was a huge difference maker. Probably had the greatest impact on the game out of, either however you want to look at the game. The Philadelphia 76ers bench scoring literally held them up in this game, with Tyrese Maxey not even having 20 points after scoring 46 in Game 5. The hot game that he had, there was just a lot of bonehead plays, shots that he probably would have made last game, or probably did make last game, weren't falling. Like, I remember it was either late third quarter or beginning of the fourth quarter. He hit a 3 off of the catch on the left wing, kind of like more of like a handoff from Kyle Lowry, I believe, and it was like a leaning 3, and it was a splash. He literally came down the next 2 possessions and took a 3-pointer from that same shot, that same exact spot, on 2 straight possessions, and bricked them both. And it's just like, in this moment, that's not. I heard somebody say, I don't know if it was during a game on a broadcast or if I was watching a podcast. Rhyming accidentally. Shout out Chris Smooth. You don't go for heat checks in the playoffs, especially in this situation. If y'all up by 10, maybe. But this is they are literally in a dogfight. It is 83-83 to begin the last 12 minutes of the game. And that's the kind of shots you're getting from your lead guard. Even the shots that he got inside the 3-point line, those weren't good shots. Up until the last 4 or so minutes of the game, Maxey was not effective offensively for them in that second half. Or pretty much for the entire game. I love Tyrese Maxey's game. I'm proud of the player that he's evolving into. But this is one of those situations where you just gotta bump your head and learn from it. You know what I mean? He like I said, he was not effective offensively. He had 2 points in the first half. This is just something that they just gotta go back to the drawing board. Obviously, you're not 100% with Joel Embiid with his health. I forget what the eye diagnosis is called, but yeah, the man not being able to blink for a majority of the game, that's definitely something that's going to hinder your chances of winning. And the fact that every 5 minutes he got a limp or he's grabbing at the knee. So I'll just say we'll get to that. We'll get to that after we finish talking about the game. Speaking of Joel Embiid, after just 8 minutes of action in this game, he did go back to the locker room. He must have got some kind of shot in his knee, because he came back into that game and was just everywhere, especially on the defensive end. Whether it was getting a block on OG Anunoby, making it tough for passes to get over 7'5" wingspan, playing the passing lanes. He's making the offensive players second guess even getting shots up at the rim with him guarding them, or just his presence being there. He's quite literally steering them away from the rim. He did it maybe 3-4 straight possessions. I watched it. Either Dante DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson, just literally deterring them away from the rim. So he had a very, very productive back end of that first half. Finished it with 17 points and 8 rebounds. Coming into the second half, he did hit 2 straight threes that gave them a 7-point lead, and that's where Philly was able to really kind of put their foot on the necks of the New York Knicks. But later down in that quarter somewhere, they just lost it. The Knicks came back after having an atrocious performance shooting in that first beginning of that third quarter. But Joel Embiid, 16 points in the third, really led the way for that charge of the comeback. And going into that fourth quarter, you would think he was going to go for another kind of like a 50-point, like that 50-point game in game 3. It was looking like that kind of game where he was just getting whatever shots he wanted, they were falling. And he forced the hell out of that Euro step, bro. It was predictable and ugly at the same time, and it really hurt them coming down the stretch because he's looking for fouls on that majority of the time, and Mitchell Robinson has been playing great defense on him the majority of this series, so that's a 50-50, and Mitch, he's going to go hands up. Isaiah Hartenstein, you can get him with the, kind of, playing hands on. But Mitchell Robinson is a great defender, so he don't need to play that hands on. He can get up there to get the block. So, yeah, that kind of hurt them coming down the stretch. And then I'd be, kind of, it is what it is. Buddy Hield had a solid game, but he kind of sold with that that late game, that last second shot attempt, thinking he's going to get the whistle and just threw it off the top of the backboard. I get why they went to him coming off of the game that he has been having. He caught a real burner in that first half, or what quarter was it? Yeah, the first half. He had 5 3-pointers. All like quick catch and shoot. He got him up, no hesitation. Even the ones that he missed looked really, really good. So I get it. He had 20 points going up into that last shot. So I get it. But damn. Wouldn't you rather have that in Maxi's hands? Wouldn't you rather have that in Joel Embiid's hands? 2 guys. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Joel hit a game? No, he didn't hit a game winner in this series. But we know Maxey, what he just did last game. Although he is struck, I don't know. I don't know how you really gauge that as a coach. Do you want to put it in the hands of your most trusted players at that moment? Or do you put put your trust in a guy, mind you, who just missed 2 straight games with coach's DNP decision? Buddy Hield did not play in games 4 or 5 because he was getting outplayed by Cameron Payne. So for him to, have come into this game and perform the way that he did, definitely commendable. But damn. Know what I mean? Like, damn. Like, it's really... It is what it is, I guess. The series is over. Like I said, you're not hanging your hat. You're not hanging your head too much because you have a 75% Joel Embiid. Yeah, he was able to give you 50 points in a game and average 32 and 13 for the series. I think when a guy that you pay to be your third option is not giving you a damn thing, you gotta rely on Kelly Oubre, he deserves his money next season for sure. Especially, he was sitting around up until like the last month of the offseason without a job. And a lot of us was like, what the hell is going on? Philly got a steal, especially how he helped them, how he elevated them in this postseason. They got a steal. And I'll be surprised if he is not a Philadelphia 76er come next season. He should definitely get that get a job in that uniform once again because he fits so well. Not only can he hit the 3, although he's streaky at times, he crashes the glass with he's not one of those top tier hustle guys, bro, but Kelly Oubre has some sneaky hustle. And I know that sounds kind of weird, sneaky hustle, but you don't expect him to go after the ball the way that he does. Numerous times on offensive rebounds, he's there for the putback, or he's tipping the ball to get a second chance opportunity for somebody else on the perimeter. Like Kelly Oubre, not to mention his defense on the best player in the playoffs so far, an All NBA player once the voting comes out. Kelly Oubre, good shit, my dog. Like I said, we're going to get to the rest of what I had to say about Philly, and that is this. They have a total of $59.1 million on their on the books right now. Technically, 51.4, because the other 7.7 million is a player option or a team option. Joel Embiid is currently the only player employed by the Philadelphia 76ers at this current moment because the season for them has ended, which means everyone's contract essentially has ended. Joel Embiid is the only player on the books for the Sixers going into the 2024-2025 season, which means they have a plethora of salary cap to go out there and try to get a restricted free agent if they can. Obviously, teams can match. They have bird rights, so they can go over and pay. So that's a lane that you really try to not go into. But guys like Paul George are out there. Obviously, DeMar DeRozan's not that much of a ceiling raiser, but he's out there. You could try to sign and trade like a Tobias Harris and Buddy Hield package for Zach LaVine. There's many roads and avenues that they can take going into this. Obviously, Tyrese Maxey's going to be back. That's no question. It's just the fact that his rookie deal is over. He's literally on the last year of his team option of the rookie deal. So he's about to get a huge bag. I mean, coming off most improved player, the man is about to be he's about to be 200 M's plus. Mark my words. Then you have guys like KJ Martin, who got traded from the Houston Rockets earlier in the season for James Harden. He's been in and out of the lineup, but when he does play, he's another one of those hustle guys. He doesn't give a damn about his personal stats. He's going to go out there and play hard for you every single time he gets in. Mo Bamba, I forgot dude was on this team. Like I said, Kelly Oubre deserves that look. Campaign, whatever he can go. Paul Reed has either a player option or a team option for $7.7 million, so he'll more than likely be back as their only real rotational backup big. And you have Robert Covington coming off of an $11 million contract. D'Anthony Melton, who I want to say they signed in. No, D'Anthony Melton's been there. I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about somebody else. He's on an $8 million contract. I want to say he got hurt this season, so that's why we haven't seen Melton a lot. But he was definitely fitting the mode of the Philadelphia 76ers, so I think they will bring him back. Batum at 35 years old, coming off of an $11.7 million contract. He more than likely will be back because of this postseason run that he just had. Buddy Hield, $19 million. He's not getting a contract that large, especially being essentially unplayable this postseason. Not really unplayable. Well, yeah, because he really only played in games 1 and 5, because in game 2, although he played, it was just 3 minutes and 57 seconds. So he really only played in 2 of these 6 games. No, he played games 1 and 2. I don't remember, but he didn't play half this series. I can tell you that. And then Tobias Harris, let that man walk. Or if y'all going, unless y'all want to do the sign and trade kind of thing, let him walk. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. $40 million to do 30. I thought he was making 30. He's making $39 million. And he's averaging less than Kelly Oubre, who's on a minimum. Kelly Oubre's on a minimum. Obviously, the money the money's gonna motivate you. Like you want to get your bag, you gonna play harder. But let's move on to something that we already knew was coming. Darvin Ham got his ass canned. He's out of LA. He's booked. He's gone for good. This tweet from Sham states, the Los Angeles Lakers have parted ways with coach Darvin Ham, and sources tell me an extensive search will commence soon with candidates such as Mike Budenholzer, who we know won a championship with the Milwaukee Bucks, Kenny Atkinson, who was a great coach over there, assistant coach, over there in Golden State. He also coached the Brooklyn Nets before they were this powerhouse of a team with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. He was there to coach that D'Angelo Russell team, if I'm not mistaken. And then JJ Redick is also my potential candidate, which is funny because Rashad McCants. I don't know if y'all know who that is. If y'all don't, look him up. Bonafide hooper. Also, one of the bigger, LeBron haters, I guess. He a funny dude. I fuck with McCants. He said LeBron and JJ's podcast is just LeBron trying to coach JJ up for basically training JJ to be the Lakers coach. And now that this report is coming out, that's a funny catch, McCants. That's a funny call, bro. And usually I'm like, McCants just hating. Nah, that's funny. That's funny. I like that one. And then to finish off the tweet, Sham says, and if he becomes available, Ty Lue among others. That tweet came out earlier this afternoon, 2:27. And I want to say not even 2-3 hours after that tweet dropped, either Shams or Woj put out another tweet saying that the Clippers are looking to extend Tyronn Lue. So that's definitely out the question. Unless he want to go over there and help Brown, I don't know, but I doubt that's going to happen. Woj has a tweet about Darvin Ham as well. He said, Ham is the first Lakers coach to make the playoffs and not return the following season since Phil Jackson in 2011. So, did y'all see that video of him with the clipboard? Did y'all see that video? Do y'all see hands in the pocket every game? No adjustments. We just going, coach from our pocket. He's not he's not serious, man. And I respect Darvin Ham as a person, bro. I'm not. Anytime y'all hear me get on here and criticize or chastise somebody for their performance, I'm never, unless it's a reason to, which I have never had, I'm never coming at these people's character or them as, men. Never. Ever, ever, ever. I respect everybody who has made it to where they have and who are in the position that they, was able to put themselves into. But you kind of call a spade, and Darvin Ham is not a good head coach, especially for a team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. The past 5 seasons for the Lakers, the past 5, and we talking about since the AD and LeBron James link up, they have had a total of 3 head coaches. In the past 7 years, we going all the way back to Kobe Bryant era, they had 4 coaches. That being Byron Scott, Luke Walton, who coached a couple seasons of LeBron, coached 1 season of LeBron James. Once Anthony Davis gets traded there, Frank Vogel is now the head coach. That's the year they win the NBA Finals. With Luke Walton in 2019, obviously they missed the playoffs with that young team of Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, all those guys still there. They went 37-45. This Frank Vogel season obviously was the COVID year, the bubble season. So 52-19, a shorter season, but all in all, still a great team, a great season. Next season, Frank Vogel's still there, still employed. They lose in the Western Conference first round to the Phoenix Suns. Frank Vogel coached them to a 42-30 record. And the following year, Frank Vogel still there, 33-49. Missed the playoffs entirely. I can see why you get him out of there for that one. But the blame is not always on the coaches, and I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna explain to you why in a minute. Now we hire Darvin Ham. play-in team. They would have not been a play-in team had the play-in not been there. Either way, you're a play-in team. 43-39 for the 2022-2023 season. Losing the Western Conference Finals in a sweep to the Denver Nuggets. You come into this season, you finish as the 7th seed. You're still a play-in team. You get matched up versus the Nuggets again, and y'all shit the bed. In what's the name? What is the name of that TikTok? Awful Coaching. I'm pretty sure the name of that TikTok is Awful Coaching. The name of that profile. Go to that profile and just watch him break down these Lakers games. It is the most excruciatingly painful film review to watch, because it's just common sense basketball for majority of the shit that the Lakers were just not doing. He breaks it down so perfectly. But he is a very, very, very irate, breaker down of film. I don't know how to really phrase that, but the man has a lot of passion behind what he's doing. Let me just say that. I have a lot of passion, but it doesn't come out of me in the way that he does. Just go tune in to Awful Coaching over on TikTok. It'll explain a lot more of what I'm talking about. When you consider getting swept in back-to-back seasons, the pocket shit I just talked about, the clipboard video, him saying he'll agree to disagree with Anthony Davis, that they know what they're doing, there's obviously a lot of discontent between the coaching staff and the players. This one is more than deserving of being fired. But best of luck to him. Like I said, I'm never coming at these guys as cared, nothing like that. Best of luck to Darvin Ham in the future. Hopefully he gets an assistant coaching job or something like that if he wants to stay in the, in that kind of relative workspace. But yeah. But like I was saying about the blame's not always on the coach. You gotta look at the GM too. Yeah, Rob Pelinka was there with Kobe and them. But why is he safe? Why is his job never in question? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I heard Magic talking about this, and that's why he got the hell up out of there. Because he's trying to get Pelinka replaced. Don't quote me on this, but you can go and kind of maybe even do your research on this yourself. I watch a lot of podcasts and a lot of basketball talk from a lot of basketball players, so I may be bleeding together something that I heard. But if I'm not mistaken, Magic was trying to get Pelinka up out of there, and Jeanie Buss wasn't having it. So Magic was just like, I'm not gonna be here. So you can't always put the blame on the coach. It's on the GM as well. Although Magic was the president of basketball ops, he wants to make that call to bring in somebody that he knows can get the job done better than Pelinka. They weren't having it, so he got out of there. Either way, they win that championship the first year that Anthony Davis is there. He plays in 62 games. Relatively healthy season. But then the next season, the man literally plays in 36 games. How the hell do you expect Frank Vogel to coach this team to a great record when the second best player, who's supposed to be taking the reins as number one, plays in 36 of the 82 games? The following year, he plays 40 of the 82 games. How the hell is Coach Vogel supposed to do this with his hands tied, with his second, maybe arguably first best player on the team is not available? Last season, he's played in 56 games. So he's getting healthier, but he's not really available. And then when he is there, he's every other Davis. So you don't really know what the hell you're getting. But this year, Anthony Davis returned to the Anthony Davis we know and love. 76 games played, 35 minutes on average. He shot the ball pretty well. His defense was immaculate all year. Just under 23 points a game, I think. He played a hell of a year. Okay, let me get to LeBron now. The year Anthony Davis get there to win a championship, 67 games played. The next year, The year Anthony Davis plays in 36 games, LeBron plays in 45. How is Vogel supposed to do anything with his two stars missing basically half the season? The following year, LeBron plays in 56 games. Anthony Davis plays in 40. Vogel, we need you to do something, buddy. Poke, poke. They bring in Ham. Once again, LeBron and Anthony Davis are missing 20-plus games. No wonder you're a playing team. No wonder you're a playing team. And in this year, they both played 71 and 76 games respectively. And they still are a playing team. But do you know why? Do you know why? That you get the best season from both players since they won that championship. Most healthy, most dominant. Anything. You can name anything. They played their best season together since they won that championship. But do you know what the difference is between them being healthy and having a dominant seasons in their own respective rights, and the coaching and everything going on? Not only do you got a shitty coach, but you got a piss poor team. You didn't build a team. You did not build a team. D'Angelo Russell. Rui Hachimura. Gabe Vincent. Must I continue? Austin Reeves. Taurean Prince. Do I need to continue? Cam Reddish, Jared Vanderbilt, fashion all-stars on the bench. Where are y'all? Where are y'all? You go back to last season. Okay, team, I guess. You got Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, Troy Brown Jr., who had a very respectable year or career stint with the Lakers. Thomas Bryant was a part of the roster. They had Winnie and Gabriel, who, where the hell did he end up? I don't know. Damian Jones, Kendrick Nunn, who didn't play for them, another Gabe Vincent from last year, or coming into this year from last year. Matt Ryan, Cole Swider, Dennis Schroeder, Juan Toscano Anderson, Lonnie Walker IV, Russell West. Like, you can't expect to win when you have roster turnover like this. That's just 1 year. Let's go back to 2 years ago. Carmelo Anthony's on this team. Trevor Ariza, DJ Augustine. Oh my God. Kent Bazemore. Avery Bradley. Who is Sean Day Brown Jr.? Darren Collinson. Sekou Doumbouya. Wayne Ellington. Taylor Horton Tucker. Dwight Howard. Jay Huff. Stanley Johnson. Forgot the hell about Stanley Johnson. Mason Jones, like, man. Mac McClung, DeAndre Jordan, Malik Monk, Rajon Rondo, Isaiah Thomas. Can y'all tell me how many people I named? Because I can't tell you, bro. Like, this, if we want to go back another year, do I dare? I mean, we were talking about the past 5 seasons, so let's keep going back. Kostas Antetokounmpo, Devontae Kakak, big pause. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Alex Caruso, Quinn Cook, Jared Dudley, Marc Gasol, Montrezl Harrell, Kyle Kuzma, Wesley Matthews, Alfonso McKinney, Markieff Morris. Let's go back to the championship year. Maybe their best constructed team. I don't know. They got the job done. Who else is on this team that I did not already name? You got Danny Green. You got JaVale McGee. You got Rajon Rondo, he came back, so I probably already named him. J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters. And you go to Denver for the past 5 years, and you're going to see probably the same. Or let's go 3 years since they've really, Jokic has become MVP. No, we could do 5 years. They don't have roster turnover like that. Yeah, they fill up, they cycle through role players a bit, but the core is the core. The Lakers have not had a core. It's LeBron James and Anthony Davis trying to straddle along, hobbled with this ragtag group of guys, and it's just. If LeBron does opt out of his contract and become a free agent, I pray to God he goes somewhere that he can have some help in his final years, because I would hate to see him continue to waste this. You can't go out like this, bro. You just can't. We have the Los Angeles Clippers trying to force Game 7 against the Dallas Mavericks coming up tonight. Oh no, man. I'm just thinking about LeBron's career ending like this kind of just took the wind out of me, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's all I had, though. That's all I had. I appreciate whoever tuned in for tuning in. If you stayed the entire time, I definitely appreciate you. Go ahead and like the video. Subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 500, then 1,000, then 5,000. And y'all know the gist. Appreciate y'all tuning in, though. Like I said, we got a lot of basketball ahead of us left. A couple round 2 matchups already solidified. We have Denver versus Minnesota starting on Saturday, and then the Knicks and the Pacers start maybe Monday. I'm not sure, but yeah. Second round is about to start. First round, the back end has heated up. I'll catch you on the next one, man.